Draft night. Merry Christmas, brother. Merry Christmas.
What's going on, Coach? Christmas indeed.
So
How they like
everybody,
to fix
Rev's having internet issues over there because everybody in his house trying to watch the draft. So he's kind of coming and going a little bit, but we're gonna do the best we can. As I say that, he's frozen in like a half grin. I like it. Oh man! So just to kind of recap some stuff, what we've been texting back and forth all night. We've got Bryce Young went first, obviously. C.J. Stroud second. So all the talk and everything else about the Texans going Will Anderson at 2. They went Will Anderson at 3, traded up. I like what the Cardinals did. Basically moved from 3 to 6, and paid what, nothing, and picked up a couple first round picks next year for their trouble. Probably we're going to take Paris Johnson anyway. I like that move. That was some draft day stuff they did there. Devin Witherspoon at 5. Good pick. What else we got? Tyree Wilson at 7 to the Raiders. Bijan at 8 is where the party really got started. We were thinking he was going to go to the Eagles at 10, or we were worried, or I think it's a mistake. Would it have been good for them in the short term? Probably. I still don't think the value's there, and we'll get into that whenever Rev gets his camera up and running here. I think I need to adjust his camera anyway. But Bijan at 8 keeps him from going to the Eagles, but the Eagles get Jalen Carter at 9. Rumble, what's up, man? Darnell Wright at 10 for Tennessee. I liked a couple tackles better than him, but pretty solid. Rev, you looking crystal clear now, brother. You back?
I'm good. What's going on?
All right, let me I'm gonna adjust your camera here a little bit. I don't know what happened, but you're not filling the box.
I'm not filling the box.
No, so let's fill the box. You got like 20 kids. You're a pro at that. Oh, you're a preacher. We can't talk about that. What am I saying? All right, so I kind of gave the rundown. We're Lions on the clock right now. We've got kind of the sound going in the background very quietly so we don't get in trouble. Last couple of picks, Emmanuel Forbes, corner from Mississippi State, went 16. Christian Gonzalez at 17. Rev, what are your takes so far, man?
I mean, very exciting so far with this draft. I think a lot of surprises. Starting out, I believe, with the Texans. So D'Amico Ryan has threw the entire NFL into a loop because they had us believing that they weren't going to pick a quarterback there at 2. And so picking C.J. Stroud.
They did what people thought and took Will Anderson 3rd. So like they threw everybody off and got 2 players, two blue chips there.
I don't think I've ever seen that before, where somebody took a pick that early in the draft and traded back in, going back to back. That was pretty impressive to me. Spent a lot, but man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
pretty cool.
What do you think about the Cardinals? They moved from 3 to 6, so they trade down from 3 to 12 and then back up to 6. Gave up their second round pick to move from 12 to 6, but gained the Texans' second, next year's first and third, and then they like swap another pick or something like that. Later picks anyway.
Yeah, I tell you, I loved the Cardinals dropping back. I was a little confused with them coming back up. They must have really liked Paris Johnson. They could have sat right there and picked the tackle, but I think Paris Johnson was a guy they really coveted. So that, I mean, if you want your guy and that's your guy, go and get him. Spend whatever you got to get to go up and get him. I don't know what they paid, but my guess is they probably a second. Yeah, which that ain't bad to move up 6 spots right there. To get your player, and they gained a lot from dropping back.
So they gained the Texans second, which was the pick ahead of theirs in the second round anyway.
Yeah, so impressive to me, so far. You don't really see like teams moving up that hard to get an offensive lineman like that, like a tackle. That was surprising to me. So, but you see the need right there, and it fits. So, yeah, bravo to them, man. Texans, Cardinals, good stuff.
Yeah, if they were going to take him at 3 anyway, and they added a first next year from a team that's going to be really bad, bravo to them. Bravo.
Yeah, I tell you, the Colts had me believing that they were going to pick Will Levis and went Anthony Richardson, which I'm happy about. I hope they have a plan for him, but I don't know who their other quarterbacks are going to be. It looks like AR might be their starter from the rip.
Yeah, we've kind of beat that to death on here, talking about AR needing some time to develop, and he's not going to get any time to develop in Indy. He's going to get thrown to the Wolves.
Yeah, but I will say this: the nice thing about all these lower teams, at least in the top 5 or whatever, the Colts seem to have the best situation as far as talent around them. Good running back, got some good receivers. So I don't know, maybe with some good coaching, Anthony Richardson be okay.
So I don't know if you've got the picks up in front of you or not, but an off-the-ball linebacker just popped up, which is a perfect intro to positions that don't matter. So go ahead and talk about your running backs coming off the board early.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled with the Falcons picking Bijan. I did not want him to go to Philly. I was really worried about that. I was sweating bullets.
Agreed.
And so, and again, Bijan's a good player, but in that system, he's a great player. So going to the Falcons, I love that for him personally. And then Gibbs, man, what a surprise going to the Lions right there. How'd you feel about that, Coach? That's exciting. Nobody was expecting that one right there.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword for me, right? Like, Gibbs played for Alabama, love the guy, I think he's going to be a great football player. Taking a running back, I mean, Bijan is one thing, right? Bijan everybody sees as a generational talent. I still wouldn't have taken him as early as he went, but I get it at least. I get it. Gibbs is good. Like he does a lot of things in today's NFL that are going to be useful, like an Alvin Kamara type guy. He's going to be good for a few years. I'm glad that an Alabama guy didn't go to the Eagles because it seems like they all go to the Eagles. So, yay for Gibbs. Stupid to take a running back that early. I know you're all about the running backs early, and these NFL. You texted me this before we went on the air. The NFL teams clearly disagree with me, and I said Andy Reid and Pacheco are kissing their rings, laughing at everybody. And what was your response to that?
Yeah, that argument don't really work because you got Patrick Mahomes as your QB, so Andy Reid don't want to run the ball anyway.
I mean, the Tennessee Titans
you got to be a little more realistic.
So the Tennessee Titans should have a ring or two. Yeah, they had the best running back in the league for a few years there. So they should be polishing their ring then if it's that important of a position. But you're just backing up what I say when you say that is that running backs don't matter. If you don't have a great quarterback, you're not going to win the Super Bowl. Like that's it. That's all that matters.
Says the guys that are sitting on the couch because you got 2 NFL teams that just disagreed with you. You follow what I'm saying? So,
which they do that every year. And they do it every year. They take a running back, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work, and it doesn't work. And yet you got 2 teams in the Super Bowl that have late-round pick running backs or mid to late-round pick running backs, right? And you got a first-round pick running back sitting on the bench for one of them behind a 7th-round pick.
Yeah.
Like, the proof is in the pudding. I don't care what the teams do, man. The proof is in the pudding.
Maybe so, to an extent of what you're saying, but if a good running back is on a good team and they can win the Super Bowl, that has nothing to do with the running back. I mean, if you take one of these guys and put them on the Chiefs, they win a Super Bowl. I mean, then that argument goes away. At the end of the day, you want top playmakers to be on your team.
So wait. So you just said if we swap a 7th-round pick for any of these first-round guys, the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. You're just backing up what I said. Running backs don't matter. They just don't. Why do I want to go get a first-round pick if I'm going to win the Super Bowl with a 7th?
No, what I'm saying is if you take a good running back and he's on a good team, he very well can win a Super Bowl. It's not math or science, whatever. It's just you got a good team that has a good running back and they can win a Super Bowl. And so a lot of times you get these bad teams with good running backs, and these running backs are having to carry the team. A lot of these running backs are the only hope Like, what is the hope for the Titans? You take away Derrick Henry, what is their hope? And then you're glad you have a running back. You're glad you have a guy that is that good on your team. And there for a little bit, we were happy to have Zeke. And so, again, however which way you want to look at that, I'm looking at a player as a football player on the team, and I'm saying that's a great pick. I love the pick. I love Gibbs with the Lions. I think that's fantastic because I feel like they're going to use him right. He's not going to be that, hey, we're going to just pound the rock in the middle. They have a plan for him, and that's why they feel like he's going to be able to come in there and help out your quarterback who likes to dink and dunk and throw the ball around like that. So, again, each team's very different. Andy Reid don't want to run the ball anymore. He wants to throw the ball every time and call it a run.
Hold on. Let me play devil's advocate here. Kalijah Cansey just from Pitt just went to the Buccaneers, by the way. But so why not take a tight end early, right? So why not take a tight end early? Every line you're saying backs up taking a tight end early. Plus, the two teams in the Super Bowl both had pretty good to really good tight ends, right? So it's saying that good tight ends win Super Bowls. Whereas they both had mid to late round running backs, mediocre running backs at best. Pacheco, I like Pacheco. He's a hard runner, but he's not a first round talent kind of guy. But both teams have great tight ends, right? And not just, and depending on where they were drafted, obviously Dallas went higher than Kelsey, but just to look at them, they're both great tight ends, right? So if you could get a great tight end in the first, I know you're anti-tight end, that's why I'm saying this, but why not take a tight end in the first for the same reasons you've been saying?
I'm okay with taking a tight end in the first if that player is going to help my team. The issue that I have as far as taking a tight end in the first is it's just boring. It has nothing to do with the actual player. I just don't like that position of tight end. But if you're against running backs and going in the first round, that should go again the same probably as a tight end, because both as far as value goes and things like that, and paying for them. I mean, Travis Kelsey is the guy, as far as how many good tight ends have we drafted. You can sit here and play the game with any type of position. At the end of the day, if you got a plan for your tight end, run with them. I'm not against a tight end as far as, hey, this specific person. I'm just against that position because I just think it's boring. Year in, year out, let's just take a tight end. Yeah, no thanks.
But that's the same as I feel
I'm
about
not crazy about that.
It's
yeah,
not,
I think so.
Bijan, it's not, especially not Gibbs. I love Gibbs. He was one of the better players on Alabama. If not for him, poor Bryce would have been by himself out there. But it's just the value there. I don't like running backs that early. Like in the third, fourth, fifth, sixth round, you can go get a guy that's almost as good as these guys, right? Or going to have almost the impact of that. Whereas other positions, which maybe tight end is one of them, I'll give you that. The tight end is below like corner, wide receiver, quarterback, offensive line, defensive line. They're lower on the list. I will agree with you on that. But I don't know that I can get a guy like mid-rounds. And I think to the Dallas Cowboys, and I've said this a few times, tight end is more important than a lot of teams because Dak Prescott likes to throw to tight ends, right?
He does. You're right. He does.
So to us, it's more important.
For us, it would be a great pick. But how many times have we seen and the Bengals pick a tight end? Like they picked a tight end every year for how long, and it seemed like it never worked out. So in certain teams, I'm just like, man, how many times are you going to beat your head? And then you got teams like us where we draft a tight end and he stays with us for 30 years. So if Michael Mayer's there and we pick him and that works out, awesome. I'm down with that. At the same time, I'm just not. It's like picking a defensive tackle or picking an offensive guard. It's just not. Or a center. You remember the year that we picked the center, Travis Frederick? Yeah. Oh my goodness, how boring was that? But the dude ended up working out pretty good. Ended up being a great pick.
All right, so DMD in the chat with the Eagles. Let's get off this Bijan thing because they did not get Bijan, which I'm with you. I'm happy about too. But they did get Jalen Carter, Rep. What do you think?
Yeah, scary. So me and the boys were in the living room watching it, and they're going, I'm sitting here saying, DMD, I'm sitting here saying, don't pick Bijan, don't pick Bijan. And then in the back of my head, it's like offensive player you don't want them to get, Bijan. Defensive player you don't want them to get, Jalen Carter. And so it was like, well, they got the other guy I didn't want them to get because Jalen Carter next to the big man that they picked last year, Davis. What was his first name? Remind me of that coach.
Oh, what the heck?
Davis from the Bulldogs.
Jaron Davis? Is it Jaron Davis? What the heck is it?
Something like that.
Jared Davis.
Jared Davis. Having both them boys, Bulldogs, and let me remind you this. This is the Jalen Carter pick for the Eagles is such a great pick. Jalen Carter, the year before, like they won the championship that year before and this year. That year before, Jalen Carter was the best player on that defense.
Oh, he's an absolute.
And so that lets you know, yeah. I mean,
if the work ethic
great
stuff
pick for the Eagles.
He would have gone instead of Willie Anderson probably that early.
Yeah,
he's an absolute stud. Corner pick, Madden dude talking about the corner pick from. He's talking Madden point of views for the corner pick for New England. Christian Gonzalez is a stud, man. And if his nickname, I don't remember seeing him play at Oregon. Those West Coast games, I don't see a whole lot of him. But if his nickname isn't Speedy, something's wrong.
Yeah,
so the Seahawks are up now, Rev, and Will Levis. They showed him on the screen a few times. You think they go?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Here?
I'm watching with you. No, I don't feel like that's Pete Carroll's style here. They know how to get talent. Has Christian Gonzalez gone off the clock yet?
Yeah, he just went to New England.
Oh, okay, great pick for them. Jerry Porter Jr. What about him? He's still available here.
Yes,
he'd be a great one.
Still, yep.
I mean that looks like a good Seahawks pick. Maybe we see one of these offensive players come off. Maybe a Kincaid or Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean he's.
Yeah, DMD. I text Rev at like pick 8 or 9, and I was like, Levis is gonna fall for a while now. Or no, it was right after Tennessee's pick at 11. When he didn't get picked at 11, I told him, I was like, he's gonna fall a good ways now. So if it isn't here, I don't know when it's gonna be, unless somebody trades up for him at some point. Because we got.
I was thinking Tampa could be that team. But didn't happen.
Kind of tells you what they think of that. So Seattle here, Chargers next, Ravens, Vikings maybe at 24. Then your Jaguars, Giants, Cowboys, Bills, Bengals.
Don't you think somebody might trade up? This is a good area, trade up to grab him.
Yeah, I think that's the only way he goes. I think unless he goes right here.
Maybe one of them early teams comes back in the first to come grab him if they think he's that good. Let's see.
Oh, and Jigba goes to Seattle.
Yeah, I'm not caught up yet with you. I'm a little behind on you. Yeah, great pick. Yeah, great pick for him. Yeah, I mean, who would have thought that, Coach? This good of a player to drop all the way to pick 20? I mean, would you have been mad if the Cowboys traded up to grab him right there at 20?
No, I said
I had to give up a third-round pick.
Yeah, that dream TikTok pick was said. If he dropped somehow into the 20s and the Cowboys were to trade up, I'd be okay with it.
We still got a lot of players available right here for us. What'd you think about Will McDonald going that early?
I think the Jets kind of got stuck. They thought they could move back to 15 and still get one of those offensive tackles and just kind of got stuck and went with the best pass rusher on the board. But I don't think it's a complete loss for them. I think offensive line or pass rusher was what they wanted. So they ended up going Will McDonald.
Oh, I thought it was on purpose. I thought it was a perfect fit for him. Oh, yeah. I think Will McDonald he's a player, man. DQ loved him. He really loved him. I thought he was going to be the pick if he was going to be there for the Cowboys at 26. He fits good with the Jets.
Yeah,
I was.
Madden dude,
They were all
did you
talking
think he was coming
about.
to you?
What's that?
Madden dude's upset that at the Njigba pick. I guess I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
Really?
He's a
Oh, I
Patriots
wouldn't.
fan.
Dude, I wouldn't be mad about that. Gino's happy about that.
Mm-hmm. So Levis, now you got the Chargers coming up. Let's look at the best available here because we're coming up on the Cowboys pick here pretty quick.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we
So
are. There's a lot of our players still sitting here.
So you got Kincaid still there, Nolan Smith there, Michael Mayer still there, Zay Flowers, Joey Porter
Hey,
Jr.
hey, here's your Chargers. This is a good tight end spot right here. I'm feeling Kincaid. You remember that pick last week?
Oh
That
yeah,
was a good mock. Great
yeah.
mock.
I think tight end makes a lot of sense for him here. You know, and with Kincaid, I think it's all about his back. Like if you trust his back, you take him.
Yeah, and if he don't go right here, he could be dropping a little bit. It could happen.
Oh, Madden dude wanted Njigba to the Patriots. Yeah, I wonder if they don't like Kincaid's back. I wonder if they like tight end enough to go Mayer here.
I don't think Mayer really fits what they do. I mean, this is Kellen Moore we're talking about now. Like I kind of feel like they're going to give him something. You know, could this be a Quentin Johnston? I feel like an offensive player is coming to them right here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Nolan Smith is still available. Is that right?
Yep, Nolan Smith is up there.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, Cowboys, that's a great pick for us. You know, again, the Chargers are one of those teams that they struggled with run defense. You remember that, Coach? How many times did we not pick them last year in our pick'ems because we knew they were playing teams like the Browns who wanted to run the ball every time?
Yep.
And they just can't stop the run. So this is interesting right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at the best available, like run stop wise. Like, I don't know that any kind of.
There's some D tackles there. No, they got some good D tackles available. Breesy from Clemson still there. Mozzie from Michigan, he's still available.
Yeah, I don't know that they. Man, it's a little bit of a reach there. But if they really like that, then I could see them going for it.
Well, it's a need. That's all I'm saying. It's a need. You're filling a need, but is that BPA right now on their board? Hard to say.
What are your thoughts on if you were going to trade up now into the end of the first? Do you go after Levis, or does Hooker start to enter your mind to go before Levis as a quarterback?
He's got to go, doesn't he? Like this, he's got to go. Like this only makes sense that somebody's going to get him.
You want that?
I'm so surprised.
So if he's still there at the end of the first, somebody's going to move up and get him. Well, maybe it's the Titans. Maybe the Titans move up and get him and get their quarterback at the end of the first that everybody thought they'd pick at 11.
Coach, Zay Flowers is still available.
He's still up there. Speed, man, and we need some speed. Somebody in the Discord today asked if I'd be pissed off about Zay Flowers, and I don't like his size. I think we need size, but boy, do we need speed. So
yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan for our first pick. Cowboys just don't like to draft small receivers.
Yeah.
But the dude's fast, man.
Hate to pass on him, and then he's Tyreek Hill, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's what everybody's looking for. They're looking for that, Travis Kelce, who's that tight end, who's the next big running back, who's the next big receiver that's going to come in. And look how late we're in the 20s and the receivers going right here. This is crazy.
The first one just went off the board, so we're going to have a pick of some of them. Some of them are going to be there.
Coach, we got a player that there's got to be a guy right here that is on the Cowboys' radar that they're happy about. They got to be happy about. We got 21 now. 21 with 5 to go. Chargers are up. Do we lose one of our guys right here?
Well, I know I'm a little bit ahead of you, so I'm not going to ruin it for you. We'll let you get the pick, and then we'll talk about
I see it. I see it. I see it, Coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was kind of my hope
There
for
it
the
is.
Cowboys, and I put it out there earlier today that he was my hopeful, likely pick.
Here's your receivers. Here's your receivers going off the board now. They're about to make a run. Hey, Baltimore's on the clock. We want to get our new quarterback we just signed. Want to get him hooked up with more talent. You know, Andrews as a tight end, that's solid. What about some receivers there? Some receiver help. OBJ, you just signed him.
Yeah, looking at the picks in front of us, like the Ravens could take a receiver, the Jaguars could take a receiver, the Giants could take a receiver.
I feel like Zay Flowers right here, bro. But you don't want to know what? You want to know what, Coach? The Ravens always pick a great defensive player every year in the first round, bro. Every year. Jerry Porter Jr. is available.
Yep.
Deontay Banks. Deontay Banks is available right here. Nolan Smith is available, Coach. I mean, that seems like a Ravens pick. You know what I'm saying?
Or they might go safety. They love their Alabama players. Brian Branch there, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I feel like this is a Nolan Smith or a corner type of pick. What great value. Coach, I'm okay right now. Jerry Porter Jr., you okay with that pick?
Yeah, I'll take that. Man, dude, the Chargers wide receivers look good. Keenan Williams, now Johnson. Dude, so the Chargers offense went downhill drastically when Keenan and Williams were hurt last year, right? So, like, it makes sense that they went and got a receiver to me so that doesn't happen again, right?
Yeah. Oh, man, I am liking the idea of that Jerry Porter Jr. falling to us at corner. It is a super big need, no, but great player.
So then you roll out Diggs, Gilmore, and Porter. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Got to throw it somewhere. Isn't that what Diggs said?
Hey, and think about this. Do Miles Murphy's still available? Oh, my goodness. Do we move on from Trayvon Diggs with a pick like that, Joey Porter? You know?
I hope not, but we got so few Alabama players from this run that actually came to the Cowboys. Like, I'm biased extremely.
Can I tell you something real quick?
Yep.
Looking at this, looking at the board right now, who's available? Who would you be most disappointed with? Who's available right now for us?
Will Levis. I know I'm being facetious with that one.
Yeah.
Looking at the who's available right now, who I'd be most disappointed in, probably Jordan Addison. I don't think that he fits what we do or doesn't fit a need for us at the moment.
I don't think he's on our radar.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
But just looking at, I'm looking at the top few picks here.
You know who I'm thinking that I might be disappointed with right here?
Mayer?
No. I think I'd be disappointed with Dalton Kincaid.
Yeah. No, there's talent on the board here that I didn't expect to be there when we pick.
If you're telling me right now, that Nolan Smith, Zay Flowers, and Joey Porter are available right here in the trade, I am thrilled. I am thrilled right now. Because I'd be happy with any of them dudes. Mm-hmm. Now, Zay Flowers, maybe,
Here's the most disappointing thing, Rev. If we're the team that trades out of the first round so somebody can get Will Levis, that would disappoint me the most right now. With the talent that's on the board, that would disappoint me.
Yeah, that Joey Porter, man, he is just, and I wouldn't be. I'd probably get over the Zay Flowers pretty quick once I watch some tape. I'd have to sit down and just ooh and all over a little bit of highlights and get over it kind of quick.
He's fast. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can always use speed.
I just, I just don't know if he fits, but maybe with this West Coast, and I just feel like right now we're in the Dalton Kincaid zone. Where did we begin when we were talking about mocks to the Cowboys? It was Dalton Kincaid, wasn't it?
Yep, yep.
And here we are, but
My
man,
worry
Nolan
with him,
Smith.
other than his back, is that he doesn't block either, man. And I know a lot of teams get around it, but we want to run the ball, and that's the talk of everything. And we're gonna draft a tight end that doesn't block again. That worries me. That worries me.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if I'm drafting Dalton Kincaid, I'm not drafting him to block. He's going to be a receiver for me. Like I'm gonna put him out there with where Gallup is, run the X with him. He's gonna play out wide quite a bit for me.
Do you kind of change the whole way we play then? Do you play him with another tight end?
Well, I'm not afraid to put, Ferguson or some other guys inside. But with Kincaid, I'm using him on the outside, man. His hands, his catch radius is tremendous.
There's a lot of teams with
anything
their
that's
draft boards
gonna
up in the background. Look, you could probably zoom in on that when it comes up the Ravens draft room. You could probably zoom in on that and see the names on their draft board.
Yeah, it's a little blurry for me.
Yeah, just a touch. Somebody at home though, but we're both watching it online. Like I got it pulled up on a separate monitor here.
Yeah, I do too. That's why I can't see it. I'm actually streaming from my Xbox.
I like it. I like it. All right, Ravens, pick a defensive player, man. Leave us the receivers and everybody else. Come on.
I tell you, now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking this is a Miles Murphy, Nolan Smith pick. That just seems like a Ravens pick right now, don't it?
It does. Especially, they love them SEC players. I could see Nolan Smith coming off here.
But you know what? Maybe they had a conversation with Lamar Jackson when they signed him. Lamar said, "You better get me a receiver. You better get me somebody to throw to."
Part of the deal.
Yeah.
I'm not coming in to sign it. It was on their MOU. It was you will draft a wide receiver in the first round before I come in.
You know what I would absolutely love right now is the Ravens would take Dalton Kincaid. That would probably relieve me. I could settle for the rest of these guys.
Just take him off the board. Let it go.
Yeah, take him away from the Cowboys' temptations. Who we got here? We're on pick 22. Oh, we got a ways to go right here. We got a ways to go. So we don't have. I don't think Jacksonville or the Vikings are going to grab a tight end. I don't feel that. And you know what? Maybe the Giants grab Zay Flowers. I don't like that.
Nope. Zay Flowers.
But doesn't that fit what they do?
A little earlier than that.
All right, don't tell me the pick. I'm catching it when you know.
All right.
Zay Flowers, okay. There we go. Good.
That's a good fit for them too. I mean, they need speed on the outside as well.
That tells you right there that they give Lamar some talent around him. Good for Lamar. I'm happy for him.
All right, so we got 3 picks until the Cowboys pick here. I just had it up. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. All right, so we got the Vikings. Right now, who do you think the Vikings take with who's on the board? Let's run it off.
I don't know. They need a receiver as well. They need help. They got rid of their other guy. He went to the Panthers.
Yeah, man, he's tiny. He's small. I like Nolan Smith, one of these pass rushers, or the corner. No, Joey Porter, Nolan Smith, Miles Murphy. I could see any one of them going to them. So let's just say they take Nolan Smith is the highest on ESPN's best player available, right? Of those guys that we named. So let's say they take Nolan Smith. So then you jump down. The next pick is the Jaguars. Nolan Smith's off the board. I think they're going to take a receiver or tight end.
What about a corner, man? Like Joey Porter's there.
Madden Dude says corner edge rusher for Minnesota. That's what I think they'll go that way too. You know that I could see the Jaguars going that way too, but them taking, are they going to pair Nolan Smith with what's his face that they took first overall last year, and rematch the national championship pass rushers?
What was the most disappointing thing about the Vikings last year? Like they played, they were like, sometimes they were really good, and then sometimes they were just they were horrible. And I don't really know, I couldn't put my finger on it. Like, what is going on with them? Like, how'd you lose to the Giants?
Yeah, well, that was the thing about them, though, is that their defense was pretty good. Their offense was pretty good. They just didn't win enough games, right?
Right. So they were a good team. It doesn't make sense to me.
So let's go,
I mean, you got
yards allowed.
You got two really good corners right here. You got a good safety, man, which Brian Branch can play slot corner as well. He's a corner / safety. He's a tool.
All right, so they had
the
second worst defense in the league last year. So I was off when I said that. Had the second worst pass defense in the league. Had the, where are they? Somewhere, just putting it like 20th worst rush defense. So
yeah.
Points per game, third worst. So defense makes sense here for him then.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
You're not going to put the script on defense that bad without a difference maker like Micah.
The more I'm looking at these guys right here, Coach. Man, I'm gonna be sad if Joey Porter leaves. Like he gets picked right here. I'm gonna be sad.
He's who you want now. Then we didn't mention it in any videos, any discussions. Everybody assumed he was going top 20.
No, I mean when this year started, Coach, Joey Porter was the best corner in this draft. And every year you hit the combine and you look at all these numbers and players drop. And why did Joey Porter drop like this? That don't make any sense. It's just how it goes. It's the name of the game.
I know that there were the things I heard about him where he doesn't play as big as he is. I know that was the one complaint I saw about him because he's 6'3", 193.
Yeah. The knock that I heard him, which I found hilarious, was he's fast. Like he's fast, but he's not
quick.
He's not super fast. No, that like he's like the only thing was they wished he's fast. Else, his coverage skills, his smarts, all that stuff was there. So it was like, okay, so a mid 4.4, close 4.5. That's not fast enough for you.
Yeah, we only have Gilmore too. We only have Gilmore for a year though, so bringing Joey in for to be next year.
Absolutely.
And I guess at this point we only have Diggs for a year too, so keep that in mind. That both are starting corners.
Yeah, who would have thought, Coach, that Nolan Smith would drop this far? Where was he at the beginning of this process?
We at least talked about that maybe if he fell to us, that would be awesome. But we never talked about Joey Porter making it to us.
This prize, I some of them are a prize, but yeah, I mean, both of those guys were top. They were. Nolan Smith was the top rusher in this draft, pass rusher.
At one point,
and
so Rev, they're talking right now on ESPN about the possibility of the Vikings taking Will Levis. And I know they talked before the draft that the Hendon Hooker might be the move here for them. So that it's not out of, it's not brand new that they're going to take a quarterback, that this discussion's just starting now.
Yeah.
Booger says it's got to be a corner.
Yeah, I'm feeling that too. I'm hoping that Deontay Banks, Deontay Banks is a good corner too. He's very very fast, athletic. somebody told me, I trying to remember who it was on the Cowboys podcast. They said that Deontay Banks was the favorite corner in the draft.
6 foot 197, so
So, I
he's
mean,
a good size too.
Yeah. Yeah. We got some now. Miles Murphy. I mean, if the Cowboys were to pick him, that just lets you know that that DQ, that was him probably banging on the table or something.
Mm-hmm. He's a DQ kind of guy with his kind of size. That 6'5", what's he, like 270? I can look real quick. 268. There you go. It's pretty close. You know, he likes that size. You know, he's kind of a tank replacement at that point.
Yeah.
I know he was a bigger guy. So
yeah,
you got Nolan Smith, who's small.
I'm really torn right now.
There's a lot of talent on the board for us. This is exciting, man. I feel like a lot of times the Cowboys make picks and everybody we had in mind is gone. So this year, there being so much talent still on the board is exciting to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and here's a thought as well. You know, coming in from last year, even the beginning of this year, you know, Michael Mayer was probably a top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as a tight end. You know, baby Gronk.
Yeah,
you know,
his 40 time hurt him.
Yeah, I don't care about that. You got football speed, man. The dude can play. He's a football player. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. I'm with the Jason Witten 2.0. That's who he reminds me of.
And you know Jerry's gonna give him that 82, right?
All right, Vikings pick is in. Take Will Levis, man. Make us all happy. Take Will Levis or Hendon Hooker. You know, either one of those, I'd be absolutely ecstatic about. Leave all the talent on the board.
Let me see if I can pull up.
I'm not gonna ruin it for you. I won't ruin it for you. Commissioner's walking out now, though.
Yeah, don't ruin it for me. I'm a little bit behind. The satellite is kind of, I'm not sure. I got to move it up in the sky a little bit.
We're going O-line. Nick Greer says we're going O-line. Jordan Addison. Oh, I just ruined it for you. Man, I apologize, ref. I'm the worst.
It's okay.
No. So there you go. There's the guy I said I would be most disappointed with gone before we picked. So there. Well, let's just take that off the board right now. So I'm excited about that. Joey Porter's still on the board for you. You know, all the guards are still there, Nick. So you're not far off there. I just feel like there's a lot of talent at other positions for us to go guard at this point. If all this talent was gone, I think we would have gone guard.
Here's a crazy thing, Coach, is we probably about position, and this is going to change the direction of our other picks. Mm-hmm. You know, because now we're gonna probably pick in a position that we already have depth in, and not great depth. I mean, you always need more pass rushers and more corners. You know.
Yeah. By the way, you called it.
But that's
started with Njigba. That's 4 wide receivers in a row now. You said it when Njigba
once they
got
start
picked,
running,
you said they're going to go. Yep.
Yeah. They start running right here. I forgot he played with Pitt.
So the Giants just traded up to 25. Right? Isn't that where we're at? 25? Where are we at? 24. Sorry. So they were at 25. Yeah. They're at 24. But it still shows them as the next pick. So what
does that
did they
mean?
do here? Did they not trade that 25th pick?
Are they going back to back, or are they?
Okay, they changed it now. They changed it now. It was just delayed. All right. So Jacksonville is now. Yeah.
They swapped.
So both the Eagles and Giants traded to move up one spot.
We got 2 to go right here. What do you mean? Like, I'm still not seeing it on mine.
So the Giants moved up to 24. Jaguars moved back to 25.
So they just swapped sides. You know what that means, Coach?
Somebody was going to take their
We're gonna
player
pick.
at 25. Yep.
That means that the Jags were.
No. If the Jags were going to take it, they would have just taken it, I think. I think some team like the Eagles, just pointing out, or pick a random team, we're going to trade into 25 for their player.
The Giants were picking back to back?
No. The Jaguars got picked 25 now.
No.
So they probably give like a 4th round pick to move up one spot.
So hear me on this. The Jags told the Giants saying, "Hey, we're gonna pick this guy." You know,
I don't think that would be it. I think it would be the Eagles. The Eagles want this pick, are willing to give up a 4th. Are you guys willing to give us your 4th that's higher to keep them from getting your guy?
Oh, I gotcha.
I think the same thing kind of happened in 9 for the Eagles and Bears. Somebody was going to try to get to 9 to get Jalen Carter, and the Eagles were like, "Nah, we'll give you that 3rd or whatever it was." Let's see if I can get the trade.
You know what's crazy about this?
What's that?
This is crazy that that the Eagles got Jalen Carter and now a player.
Yep. I was just giving Howie Roseman his props the other day. Like the dude's a master at trades. So they don't have the deal up yet on ESPN of whatever the Giants paid. I'm sure it was like a 4th or a 5th to move up that one spot.
Just like me, Peter Davidson. Isn't that right, co-host Rhonda?
Yeah, I'd say 5th.
You're my co-host.
I'd say a 5th round pick right there.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm.
I keep refreshing it, waiting.
What do you think about this, Coach? What do you think about Cowboys trading back? You think that's a possibility?
With Jerry, always. I hope not. With the talent that's on the board right now, like I would like one of these players. I don't want to trade back. But then, you know, it's real quick to the 2nd round. You know, if the Bears want to move up or the Cardinals want to move up, like it's not a huge drop. But you probably miss out on your tight ends, the receivers, your Nolan Smith.
Brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Where are we
To
at?
me, that's worth more.
But you might get you know, if you bump back there and, you know, Avila was your guy or Osiris Torrance was your guy. There you go. Schefter's about to.
Chance by moving up one slot to improve their secondary. This would be the spot to do it, Greeny. But we'll see now.
So they gave.
4 consecutive wide receivers.
There you go. A 5th and a 7th to move up one spot.
Yeah, that's all right.
Well, Mel saying corner. They're going to take Joey right before us. Don't do it.
They sure are. They sure are, Coach. I feel like that's what's happening. Don't tell me, though.
They're probably watching the stream, man. They were watching the stream, and they're like, man, this Rev guy's right. We need to go get this Joey Porter. So it's probably your fault.
Well, wow. That guy's intense.
They got a nice little setup here.
Really? Can you think about the Eagles? You think the Eagles, you know, picking Jalen Carter and getting Joey Porter? That's a heck of a draft.
Oh, man. That would hurt my feelings. Although they're going to get a good player.
They are. They really are. You know what would be crazy? Is the Eagles get your Brian Brandt guy.
Oh, don't say it. They take all my Alabama players, man. They take them all. It hurts my feelings.
He'd fit that deal right there.
Yeah, he would. Yeah,
That'd
he
be
would.
a turnaround for that defense. You know?
That would be a great pick for them.
Well, look at I'm watching the war room right now. I don't know if you're able to see that, Coach, but I'm watching the war room with Jerry, and they are in deep conversation right here.
Are they?
Like they're going back and forth. Oh yeah. Jerry's
that's on,
talking.
that's on the
He's
Cowboys.com,
dominating.
right?
Yeah, he dominated conversation. But I'm watching. McCarthy talk, and
There you
we're
go.
going back and forth. I usually can tell based on which one of the assistants are talking and their actions. Like, you know who it is that picked the phone to trade and those
Right.
types of things. Who gets the pick in? You kind of just tell. So, Deontay Banks.
There you go.
Awesome.
Joey Porter still on the board. One pick
Awesome.
away here.
Still on the board, Coach. Still on the board. Cowboys, do not do the pick your need junk. You pick the best player.
Oh, they got away from the war room. Go back to the war room.
No. Can't. They'll only show you the war room when nothing really is happening. So when it's talking or whatever, they'll show it back when they start high-fiving and stuff. That means we get our pick in, right?
So Buffalo has
And
traded.
you can always tell whenever they trade in front of us to Jags. Oh my gosh.
So they were picking after
Kincaid
us.
pick, Kamar pick.
Yeah, they were the pick after us, so they deliberately moved the pick in front of us.
Is that a get a tight end pick, Coach?
Could be.
What do you think?
No, they've got that Knox. I think they like Knox. I think this might be a Joey Porter pick.
Think so?
I don't know that they think we're going to take a corner, though. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is a tight end.
They're jumping
that
us.
Knox is good.
They're jumping us for a reason here. Yeah, there's a war room again.
Yeah, maybe
What
they
do we
really
got
like
going on
Kincaid.
here? It's intense in there, bro.
Oh, they're still showing Deontay Banks on the one I was watching. Oh yeah, they're back in there. Oh yeah, look at Jerry's giving them all a speech.
Good days and bad ones. But you'll never quit because you're in this together. It won't always be easy, but when you love what you
Is
do,
Steven fielding a trade call right now?
Medela brewed for full-time fans, brewed for those with a
I'm
You
trying to
guys
catch up with you.
You guys that are watching here, we're watching the Cowboys War Room on the website. Steven Jones is on the phone right now. Everybody looking pretty intense.
Yeah. You know what's happening, Coach?
They're making a trade.
When Steven gets on the phone, they're trading.
Yep.
That's sad. That's really sad.
How far back are we moving? How far back? Make them pay a fortune for it, Steven.
Yeah, this is exactly what I didn't want.
To sit here and stream for what are we at now? An hour? Stay up late for the Cowboys to trade out.
Who's ready for their jazz bath?
Who is that guy?
All right, so he just was talking to Will McClay there. Now he's talking to Jerry.
Now, just because he's on the phone doesn't mean that they got a trade yet, but
Right.
they're fielding calls. You know, he's fielding calls right now. That's what's going on. Fielding calls. I'll just make the pick. I want to see what Broad is saying right here. Broad is talking about right now.
look like we're about to make a pick. Everybody looking super intense right now.
Yeah, their guesses, their board is wiped out. Yes.
Yeah, when they were all looking over at the side there. That's what you're saying. The board's over there.
Yeah, the players are definitely not where.
I liked it when they would show it after the draft. They'd show our draft board. I always liked seeing where we actually had players compared to where we picked. And it always showed that, like, Jerry,
Yeah.
it always sounded like he was blowing players up, but when they showed the draft board, like, he was always telling the truth.
You're welcome, NFL. Sounds like she has a chip on her shoulder, too.
We're getting bad. Bryce Young, Will Anderson, and, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and Anthony Richardson go.
All right, Bills, make the pick.
And no quarterback since. Again, there was a moment last week, in which
They're showing Will Levis over on ESPN. Buddy, if you didn't put mayonnaise in your coffee, you'd be doing a lot better right now.
is still waiting to hear his name called as we approach the end of round one.
Well, Susie touched on it. That some quarterback was going to possibly fall. So is it the end of the world? Heck no. I mean, how many quarterbacks we have to mention that went from the second round one who became heck of a player in the NFL? I talked to Boomer Esiason the year he was taking my first year in 1984. We had that little box on the table, Boomer and I.
So who's old boy on the left here? He's doing a lot of clicking around on his Surface and writing stuff down.
As you look at the teams that have yet to select tonight here in round one, it seems almost impossible.
You're talking about Sam Laporta. The Cowboys could be taking him ahead of these other guys. Who the Bills pick?
Buffalo Bills with the 25th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. The Buffalo Bills select Dalton Kincaid, tight end, Utah.
And so the first tight end goes off the board tonight. Was a star basketball player in high school, played only 1 year of high school football, walked onto the football team, Mel.
I didn't want to ruin it for you. I was just going to not talk at all.
in 2 seasons and then found his way to Utah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we talked about the 1 game for C.J. Stroud, and we talked about 1 game for Dalton Kincaid. Got everybody's attention. USC.
Jerry and Mike talking now.
16 targets, 16 catches.
Yeah, the Cowboys traded away. Cowboys traded away their pick, coach.
Yeah. Have they announced it? I mean, it definitely looks that way. ESPN's still saying
No,
Cowboys.
I got a text. Somebody text me. This is why I don't like people talking to me when I'm watching sports.
Yep. I stay off the Twitter on draft night because the picks get ruined.
No, I got people text me and it shows up on my phone like as in a.
Well,
Dude, they're gonna trade back. They're gonna trade back into the second and pick a 5th round pick, bro. I'm gonna be ticked.
Oh, that sounds about us. All this talent on the board, man. Nolan Smith there, Mayer there, Joey Porter there, Miles
Dude, we
Murphy,
got Porter,
Brian
bro.
Branch.
We got Porter.
Oh, you're
Why?
ruining it. Did we get Porter? Oh, you're
No,
saying that
I
he's
said
on board.
we got
Okay,
Porter
okay.
right here. Yeah, you're ahead of me, bro. You're ahead of me.
I was gonna say. I
I'm
didn't
just
know if you
saying, like,
texted it.
No.
Well, I keep waiting for the star to go away on ESPN. It hasn't gone away yet.
Ken Dorsey will find some real creative ways to use this guy, and Josh Allen will love him.
All right, so the Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock, and Chris Mortensen has insight for us. Mort.
Well, with the pick of Dalton Kincaid to the Bills, and the Bills
Kincaid's gone.
Cowboys, this is about where we expect.
Fits Buffalo pretty good with Josh Allen. I mean, that, you know,
I like Knox though. I'm
I think that's a
surprised.
great.
I thought Knox was a good tight end.
Well, again, remember what Knox is compared to Kincaid. They're looking at Kincaid as an outside guy. I know I keep saying that, but it's true.
Mayer doesn't look
Like
like he's
what
about
do
to
the
get
Bills
drafted.
do? What do the Bills do that is what we see all the time, man? They play sandlot football. They might call a play, but they fish it up. It's pretty much somewhere crazy on the field.
Get athletes.
And
out
that's a
there.
good fit for what Kincaid wants to do. Kincaid can get open and
Mike
great
McCarthy's doing a
hands.
lot of talking for
I
them
mean,
to have
he
traded
fit.
the pick. I feel like if we traded down, then he would. I mean, we're down to 2.5 minutes.
Yeah,
here.
but we don't know what the delay. We don't know what the delay is on this Cowboys cam. You know what I'm saying? We don't really.
Right.
My buddy keeps texting me, and I'm about to get mad at him. Like I'm trying not to look.
Shut up, man. Shut up. Are you using your phone as your camera too? So it's like staring you in the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, my phone's gone off a few times here in the last 5 minutes. I haven't looked at it either. Talking about Mayer now.
They are not agreeing, coach. Not agreeing player. Somebody needs to stand and pick their guy.
Whatever Will McClay says. Just
All
give us
right,
the guy
now-
Will McClay says.
Well,
I mean, we're
Yeah,
in minute 40
Steven's
on the clock
joking.
now.
yeah. They're smiling and joking now. Yeah, they're starting to smile. You can always tell, coach. Turn red. He will turn red, bro. Look at Will. There we go, coach. That's what we want. There we go, coach.
I'm still seeing the
Look at Will.
talking heads table.
Oh, yeah.
There's no question about it. Love him to death. I just didn't think he'd be that good of a tight end. I didn't think he'd get open. Because I was just like, man, he just doesn't look like he's going anywhere. And you know, I was surprised at the number of people who didn't challenge Michael at the line of scrimmage in college. He was constantly.
Oh, there they go. There they go.
And then he just puts people around on the second level.
Don't tell me anything. I'm a little behind.
Oh, they just went to the war room. Everybody's clapping.
We got our pick, coach.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a little behind you. I don't see the clapping yet.
We didn't trade it out.
I don't see the clapping yet. They're clapping. Okay, now they're clapping now. Okay, they're clapping now. Okay.
I will shut up.
That's how
Will
far
McClay's got
I
the
am.
phone. Will McClay's got the phone. Yeah, I won't ruin the pick for you at all. Everybody's up and happy, so the pick's in. So whoever was texting you, we traded it, lied. Probably just said, I think we're going to trade it.
Okay, I'm turning up just a tad, coach, because I want to hear the announcement on my end.
All right.
And they're hugging each
Who
other.
do you
They're
want?
happy,
You want Joey Porter,
high-fiving.
right? Joey Porter? You want Joey Porter? That's your final answer?
Give me Porter or Mayer.
Not Nolan Smith?
No, I don't want to DN.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I
Mayor,
don't wanna
Mayor or
do that.
Porter. Mayor or Porter.
So you're ahead of me probably by 30 seconds. Just
Yeah, I'm not going to ruin
so
it.
you're gonna get the you're gonna get the news before I do, which makes me jealous. Oh, if they pick Laporta, oh, coach, I'm gonna be ticked.
You and me both. You and me both. If they take him, I would have much rather had Mayer. Hopefully we did what Will McClay said to do.
I mean, Jerry's talking to him right now. I mean, McCarthy seems happy, coach. He seems happy. He's on my end. He's talking to.
Oh, they're showing him. clapping
Jerry's
again.
about to turn the. And Jerry's going to turn the phone over to McCarthy right here. Oh no, I forgot my boys are watching it out there. They might come in here and spoil it on me. I'm gonna have to
Lock
lock
the
my
door.
door.
Lock it.
Lock my door.
Lock it.
Lock the door. Keep out the devil.
All right.
Okay.
He's walking up now.
McCarthy's on the phone. All right, I don't hear nothing. McCarthy's on the phone.
2023 NFL Draft. The Dallas Cowboys select Mozzie Smith, defensive tackle.
Yeah, they said it best. They said Nolan Smith is a tweener, which I agree. I don't really think. Come on, come on, catch up. I need to catch up with Coach. Oh, who's walking over? Oh, it's defense, Coach. DQ. Here we go. Hold on. Turn it up.
He's got the talent to be a good player. You think about it, the very least, he's going to be an anchor against the run. He's going to be able to solidify
the Dallas Cowboys select Mozzie Smith.
Oh. Wow.
Man, was a little early for him. I mean, it makes our defense better. Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know. And Dan Quinn we trust, I guess? That's a big old boy. That is a big old boy. I think this is what you said about we get our guy that we like, and that's the guy we take, man.
Yeah, with the names on that board right there, Coach, there was no. What's crazy is I think he would have been available anyway.
Right. They had him 14th best available on ESPN. Well, not quite the excitement I was hoping for, but it's definitely a position in need.
Yeah.
We talked about him being the best one tech, best run stuffing D tackle in the draft.
Yeah. Building the trenches, building the trenches. What do you think, bro? Don't know. He's just a defensive tackle. That's what he is.
Rev is audibly disappointed. You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah, I am. I mean, again, it's. Here's the thing, though, Coach. I mean, they like the guys that they like from the get-go, and going guard this early right here, I don't think they would have went there. We didn't go tight end, Coach.
We did not go tight end.
All this tight end.
Be happy
all
about
the tight end talk. All this time, I was trying to settle in on it.
We didn't go running back or tight end, so all of that talk was for naught.
so let me ask you this: was Kincaid that pick that Buffalo kind of jumped us on?
I think there's a good chance. I mean, they didn't jump us.
Would you rather have
Kincaid? They must have heard rumors.
Would you rather have Kincaid or Mozzie?
Kincaid's tough for me. I don't know that I was ever huge in his corner because the back issues, and I don't know if you remember LVE coming out and them talking about his back issues that have come to be a problem repeatedly. I don't like back issues.
Yeah, a little concerning.
So if your doctor said his back is nothing to be concerned about, then yeah, I would have liked Kincaid there. But I'm not a doctor, and I don't get to talk to their doctors, so it was a worry in my mind if you were going to take Kincaid. Clearly, Buffalo didn't have those worries, though.
Yeah.
And they didn't jump us for fun. Clearly, they thought we were going to take Kincaid.
Yeah, I'm thinking that was the pick, and the Bills jumped us for it.
I'd be curious what we thought of Mayer or Nolan Smith or Joey Porter. These guys that are still there.
Let me put it this way. Mozzie Smith, if we were to take Drew Sanders in the second, Mozzie Smith makes Drew Sanders a lot better.
He does.
He
He also makes the guys on the roster better, Damone Clark.
Yeah,
And,
LVE. You know, they get to run a little bit more.
So
And
it's not a
I'll
bad
think about
pick.
it
It's not
this
a
way,
bad pick.
Coach.
It's just a boring
No.
pick, Rev. It's just a
no.
boring pick.
It's no. I'm 100% agree. It is not a bad pick. It's a boring pick. But here's one thing that we learned in the playoffs. We learned that the Eagles got a lot better at running the ball, and the 49ers ran the ball on us as well. So that's who we're drafting against. We're drafting against our division. We're drafting against these playoff teams. And so, maybe big picture right here. But I tell you, it looked like Mike McCarthy wanted this guy. And here's the thing, Coach. You're going to tell Dan Quinn no?
Now, Dan Quinn will turn, 7th-round pick D tackles into studs. So, no, he's... And if we were to take a D tackle, I'm glad we didn't take another 3-tech. We got a whole team of 3-techs. We got a bunch of pretty good 3-techs, right? We got plenty of guys that could start or at least get reps at that position. So I'm glad if we took one, it's not a 3-tech. It's a 0-1 tech guy that can play that position that we need. It's a position of need.
It is, but let me. Can't we find a 1-tech? Somewhere else in this draft and other than the first round? You know what I'm saying? That's the disappointing thing for me is the way that, and I'll put it this way, the way that you feel about running backs and the idea that, hey, that positional value, you can find somebody later in the draft to fill that. And I'm thinking about a 1 technique, not a 3 technique, a 1 technique that he's a Jonathan Hankins. He's a run stuffer.
Right.
Like what them guys are all over. Like I talked about the 2 guys, Jacqueline Roy and Tyler Lacey. Like those are a couple big boys that you can stick in there. And, maybe this guy is a 1 technique. He has some pass rush as well as, holds up on the run pretty well. I mean, it's not a bad pick, but it's, again, when you have some talent there on the outside, some playmakers. Like, let's be honest, Coach, we didn't get any better on offense here today.
Nope. But that's not to say that it's second,
Brandon
third round
Cooks,
we don't go get a tight end there, which is kind of what you've been saying about tight ends and I've been saying about running backs, that the second, third, fourth round is the place to go get those. So maybe the Cowboys think similarly to both of us, right? They didn't see the positional value in tight end or running back. I mean, running back wasn't going to be there for us tonight. But, you know, and maybe they don't like Nolan Smith or Joey Porter Jr. Clearly other teams don't like him either. They've fallen this far. Nolan Smith is going to be a size that's working against him. Myles Murphy, he doesn't maybe have that explosiveness that you want from your top-tier pass rusher. Maybe that's why he's fallen. Joey Porter, I don't know. I like Joey Porter. I don't have a whole lot bad to say about him.
Yeah.
Brian Branch is there, and I said this in our mock draft that safeties in the NFL just aren't valued very highly anymore. I took him at 19 and said I think that might be what turns out to be the reach of the draft, and it's kind of, we're showing that here a bit. Not that Branch is a bad football player. He plays a position that doesn't matter, kind of like Michael Mayer right now.
Yeah, how many safeties can you get in this draft, and they're, where they play, how they play. Safeties seem to be more of a scheme fit than anything these days.
100%.
With what you want to do on defense, you want to play them in the box, or do you want them just to play coverage? Some of these guys are just rare talent where they can do both, and they're just their instincts are incredible. I think Brandon Branch is a great player. He is separated from the rest of these safeties, so he'll be going here soon.
Yeah, because he can kind of do both, right? He's a run stuffer and is good in coverage, so he's that unicorn you're speaking of. But the NFL's gotten a lot better at surviving without that, right? Now we're playing corners, guys with corner ball skills at safety, and the run stuffers just kind of don't have a role out there anymore. So people don't really value it as much because they'll just take a safety that has corner ball skills and throw him out there, right? That's why the position's not valued.
It's the newest Dallas Cowboy. It looked like there was a pretty intense debate taking place inside.
That was an intense debate, though, Coach. Like
Yeah, it looked like they were arguing pretty hard. I'd be curious who the other player was. You think it was Mayer?
I don't know. I have no idea, but there was a disagreement in there that I'm interested in finding out about.
I hope Will McClay was the voice of reason. However it went, whatever the discussion was. Unless Will McClay was like, I like these guys evenly. Y'all figure it out.
Yeah.
Here's your boy Cable Commandos.
Yeah. Here's your pick, Cable.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick. I'm not gonna ruin it for you. It's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm close. I'm close. Yep, Miles Murphy. Great pick. Great pick. I know Nick's happy about that. He should be. And I wouldn't mind having Miles Murphy. What's his size? He's 6'4", 268. Yeah. He's your traditional D end. That's what he is.
More like tank. He's a tank type.
Tank.
Defensive end.
That's what he's saying.
He's a big guy. He's a good player, man. Not like I said, not necessarily like a lightning quick pass rusher like you kind of expect from our top guys, your top pass rushers, but
yeah,
he's gonna be a good player.
This is gonna hurt my coach if the Eagles pick Jerry Porter.
Saints up first.
This is gonna hurt me. Here's one thing, Coach, that I'll say. I am such a firm believer in the NFL bloodline. Like, if you got a previous player and they had a kid that went through the same process and they're coming in the league, man, that's hard to pass up. Especially going high in the draft. Like I'm looking at Jerry Porter and I'm saying, look at who his dad is, you know?
Yeah. So I'm looking at around the range. I'm just looking at the best available on ESPN. Around the range that we'd be picking in the next round, right? Or low 30s here. High 20s, low 30s here. Trenton Simpson's in that area. That Cody Mock from North Dakota State, that offensive tackle. I liked him. Both of those good players. Marvin Mims from Oklahoma. Just looking at names that Charbonnet. They're at 36th on the board right now. So if you're looking for a second round running back, Charbonnet would fit us well.
I tell you, and I'll say this probably again tomorrow. I'm feeling more pressure on this second round pick to pick an offensive lineman now than anything else.
So you got offensive lineman wise, you got DeJuan Jones, the offensive tackle from Ohio State. Gets pretty thin after that, but let's click ahead a little bit. You got A-Chain from running back from Texas A&M. Yeah, Cam Smith down there at 52. It's not a bad pick at all. You got Chandler.
Yeah,
Zavala
I tell you, I am okay to wait on a running back now. Because for me, I'm looking at that running back position. I see these other guys that are very above and beyond, like some of the other guys. These running backs that went early, they're different. Like there's a large gap. But now you're getting into the second tier. Who is the second tier? And is the second tier mixed with the third and fourth tier?
Yes, absolutely. Especially this year. I feel like this draft has a ton of middle tier running backs, right? Just to name a few that I like. A-Chain, Rashawn Johnson, Tank Bigsby. Like, I'm just going right down the list. All these guys can play in the league. Izzy from Pittsburgh. I'm not even going to try his last name. You go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Deuce Vaughn from Kansas State. That dude's a firecracker. Kenny McIntosh from Georgia. Like, that dude's a baller. He would fit right in next to Pollard.
But what I'm saying is, what is the gap between a UCLA running back and a Chain? What is the gap between those guys and a Zach Evans, Kendra Miller, Israel? Like, I don't see a huge gap there.
No, at this point, I think with these guys, all of them are good at one thing, right? You got Bijan and you got Gibbs that are good at lots of things, and that's why they went early. And these guys are all good at like one thing, and maybe pretty good at a second. But like Charbonnet is kind of a power back, right? A-Chain is that.
He's a
that
power
speed
back. He's a
back
big
kind of guy. Yeah, exactly. Rashawn Johnson, he's a power back, not a threat at receiver. Same with Tank Bigsby. Same with Izzy. You know, that I think that's kind of where you're at now, is you're picking what skill you want. Deuce Vaughn, he's definitely not a power back, right? And he's not God's gift to receiving either. So like, he's just really fast. So if you want speed, you go Deuce Vaughn. So I think you're looking for a specific skill when you take these middle round guys.
You know, this first round largely proves that a lot of these guys are going to fall right to you. So guys that maybe we would have thought to pick, earlier, now more likely will be able to be available later. So, look who's available right now in the second round, and I feel very confident at pick 58 that we will get a offensive lineman, or we can get a receiver. I don't want to run him back in the second round. I just don't see the gap. I don't see the gap. But I tell you, a tight end, a offensive lineman, a linebacker.
Drew Sanders is down here, 42 on their list.
I would love to have Drew Sanders at 58, but what are we doing now, Coach? Like, we're taking playmakers away from Dak again. Like, again, you want a good defense, but now this first pick changes. It changes what we're doing here it puts more necessity on offense. Your decision to go this route.
See what the Saints pick is.
And again, it's not a bad pick. Like, I'm not saying that Mozzie Smith is a bad player.
You're not helping Dak any. I'm following.
Yeah, you're struggling now because now you're having to choose between, some solid defensive guys.
Well, let me see best available wide receivers here.
Hold on one second. Good stuff. Micah Parsons already talked to Mozzie. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
There's old Breezy.
Yeah. Looking at what's available right now. So we're 25 or so picks away from the Cowboys pick, right? Something like that. Without looking at where we're at. So we got. I think there's some depth here, wide receiver still to go. So we got Mingo. I like Mingo's size. I don't think he's going to be able to pick again. 6'2", 220. I'd love to pick him up. Same reason I like Quentin Johnson. So after that, you got like Jalen Hyatt down there. He's a one-trick pony. He might fall to us depending on how people feel about him. Now down here, 5 and 6 on their list. Marvin Mims. I like Marvin Mims. 5'11". You got Josh Downs up there, another small, fast guy. I know you like Downs. So I think there are some wide receivers still on the board here. Maybe that's what the Cowboys felt too, that one of these guys was going to be there at their next pick.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I can't lie to you. I'm a little stingy right now with what type of receiver we pick. Because do I want a small receiver who does some things pretty good, or do I want a solid starter like at linebacker? You know what I'm saying? Because now the value of a linebacker is tremendous here in round 2, or a tremendous O-line. Like if you're telling me right now what I want now for round 2, Give me an O-line or a linebacker here in round 2.
I'll tell you what, this
I
Cedric
think
Tillman at wide
the
receiver.
value.
Cedric Tillman,
Say that
the
again,
Tennessee
Coach?
wide receiver, 6'3", 213. He's a big guy that's a good route runner, and you know that's what Dak likes, the good route runners.
Yeah.
Just pointing out size wide receivers that are out here still. So if we're looking at inside linebacker,
here's my thing. Here's my thing with these receivers. You know, these guys are going to sit behind 3 to 4 other receivers. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be something different that they bring to the table. I think that Jonathan Mingo is definitely somebody that, you know.
Right. That's kind of why I was looking at size, because that's something we don't really have other than Gallup.
Yeah, we need size. Yeah, as much as I love Josh Downs as a player, I don't know. I just don't think that he's.
Those guys are going to have to take snaps away from Brandon Cooks, and I don't know that happens in year 1.
It's not going to happen. Yeah, you want your second-round guy to be on the field. So that's what I'm saying. You know, tight end maybe. You know, depending on one of these guys if they drop. But I don't want a tight end here. Give me a linebacker. Give me an offensive lineman.
I mean, what if Darnell Washington falls to you?
Well, he's going to help our O-line as well because he can block. I'm good with Darnell here in the round 2. I'm okay with that because you know he can block.
Yeah, Laporta down there. I know you like Laporta.
Well, yeah, I mean,
there's some tight ends. There's some talent that's going to fall to us here. It's just like you said, the positional value.
The positional need is, you know, and watch what the Eagles do right here. They're about to get a lot better. What are they going to do?
They're going to take.
Yeah,
Michael
Coach.
Mayer
I don't know. Yeah. No, I don't think they go tight end here. But yeah, give me offensive lineman, or give me a linebacker right here in round 2. And to be honest with you, I think the only way you go linebacker is if, you know, somebody like a Trenton Simpson or Drew Sanders is there,
falls down,
and you just can't say no. You know that.
Would you trade up for one of these guys, Rev? One of these guys still available? Would you try to move up into? Yeah. It'd probably cost you a 3rd-round pick to move up into the top of the 2nd here. From where we're at, maybe a 4th. Maybe you could do it for a 4th.
I would trade up. You're going to have to let some of this. They're going to have to get into the 2nd round a little bit. It's going to cost a lot to go up early in the 2nd round.
I mean, if you could move up and get Jonathan Mingo, I'd be okay with that. Or Avila or Osiris Torrance. I like both of them. I would love to go up and get one of them. Osiris Torrance right now on their board is number 15, but those interior linemen in the 2nd round, they fly off the board.
They do. They really do. And here's the thing. We're in no man's land with these quarterbacks. Levis is going to go here soon. But then after him, there's really no quarterbacks. So now teams are going to start drafting regular.
That 31st pick right here is where you might see somebody jump in to get a quarterback. Somebody wanting to get that 5th-year option on Levis or Hooker.
Yeah.
I hope the Eagles
no
take
Jerry
a terrible
Porter,
player
please. Please, no Jerry Porter.
Jalen Carter's a great pick there. Great pick by the Eagles. I said it a month and a half ago that I had a feeling that they were going to get him.
Great pick. Yeah, I think everybody did. Kind of felt like it was either him or Bijan.
Yeah, I wonder if Bijan, if he doesn't go at 8, do they sit at 10 and take whichever one falls to him?
Hard to say.
the cheers from the 125,000 fans.
All right, Philly.
Who are here. I have
Take a
to
bad
say,
player. Do me a favor. Bad player. Take Levis and mess everything up.
From Kansas City and are rooting for the Chiefs. It has been remarkable to see how excited this city has been, and understandably so. We are 2 months away from them celebrating a Super Bowl championship with a parade that culminated almost exactly where we are sitting.
If you're Philly here, who are you taking?
You take Nolan Smith and put him next to Jalen Carter. Got you a little Alabama, Georgia
Oh man, that would be nasty.
action going on. I mean, Brandon Graham's kind of coming into his last year.
I think I might take Nolan Smith if I were the Eagles here. I think Nolan Smith would be my pick.
Think so?
Just looking at what's available here.
I mean, Jerry Porter Jr. is a pick as well because Darius Slay, he's short term. You know.
Yeah, Joey Porter wouldn't be a bad pick either.
What we got? Drew Sanders? Who we got? Wouldn't that be crazy? Think of that linebackers.
I mean, they could probably use a linebacker too. If they wanted to, I don't know that the value is necessarily there for this one, but 2 first-round picks, you can kind of stretch one, right?
Yeah. Stupid.
Just make the pick, guys. I don't care about any of this. I just care about who they're picking.
These dudes are from Frisco, and they're picking a pick for Eagles. Y'all are weird.
Oh, man.
With the 30th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Nolan Smith.
There you go.
Linebacker, Georgia.
Well, Lewis, there's your guy, and at some point, the Philadelphia Eagles need to
Oh, man.
to the Bulldogs. As they're just bringing the entire Georgia defense down there, and including 2 defenders from that Georgia.
Let me know when you've got the pick in, man.
4 guys off of a defense that so many people said it's the best defense of a generation. And now they got 4 of them to go along with a
Yeah. I got it. That seems about right, Coach.
Yep. Whole Georgia defense going over there, man.
And they're building it front to back. That is for sure. They are saying we're going to bring people in waves. This guy plays so
The whole interior is Georgia now, and one of the pass rushers is Georgia, and a linebacker is Georgia. That's all right. I'm glad to hate Georgia players when they move on to Philly. That's just fine. Take Georgia players. Don't take Alabama players.
This is a guy who had 4.3 40. I mean, come on now. With the people they already have, the inside big bodies who are athletic, and now the juice on the
All right. Does Kansas City trade this pick? If they don't, they're not taking Michael Mayer. Joey Porter might be the guy here for them too. Brian Branch. This might be a Brian Branch place too. If I were them, I'm listening to calls. Who wants a 5th year on a quarterback? Somebody come get it.
What if nobody wants Levis Smith?
Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter. The defensive line just keeps getting better. Tyler Smith and Terrence Steele better bring their big boy pants.
Yep.
Oh man, Nolan Smith's the kind of guy that tears Terrence Steele up too. It's a good pick. It's a steal right there. It's a steal. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, 2 steals. 2 steals for the Eagles. Let me ask you this one. What would you say the gap is between a Mozzie Smith and a Jalen Carter. You know, if the Cowboys had them, if you know, I don't know what his positional ranking was on the draft board.
A pass rush is the answer, man. That's the difference between the two. Jalen Carter is a great pass rusher, interior pass rusher. Mozzie Smith is not. I'd say they're pretty close in the run stuffing category.
While it may be fairly obvious, let's explain what you are seeing. Those are two Lombardi trophies that they've just brought out onto the stage.
So what if they do all this setting up the trophies and stuff, and then they trade the pick?
Last few years with their spectacular young quarterback in Patrick Mahomes and Coach Andy Reid and everything else.
Maybe they just take him back and bring him back out tomorrow.
Part owner, chairman, and CEO Clark Hunt will be out along with the commissioner to announce the final pick of the first round, which will be here any moment. As we see, the Chiefs have a little less than 3 minutes left to make that pick, but it's really the culmination.
You know what this means? This means that it means that they had Mozzie. I mean, would it make sense that they didn't have any first-round grades on any of these guys?
Could be. I mean, at pick 26, I know in the past they've been in the teens in number of first-round grades on guys.
I get it, but the names that are there, you can't tell me that not one of those guys had a first-round grade on them.
Did we go need? Is that what you're saying? That we went need instead of best player available?
No, what I'm trying to figure out is if Mozzie was a first round ranking for them. You know, that's what I'm trying to figure out. If they had, and I'm trying to make myself feel better about the pick, I guess. If they had Mozzie as a first round talent, you know, then I feel good about the pick. It's definitely something new here, Coach. Like we don't really draft D tackles like this.
No, we really don't. That's kind of why we're thin at the position, though. So maybe it was finally time, and maybe it matched up. Maybe he was the best player on the board.
Well, I hope so. I hope he was the best player on their board.
Well, I can guarantee you that Jerry's going to say he was.
Well, I just want you, no matter how you rank them, because how you rank them and how I rank them, two different things.
Really matter
but if you, no, it doesn't. But all I'm asking is that you would stay true to your board. That's all I ask. Like if you did your homework and you had that player above a Jerry Porter, you had him above a Michael Mayer, you had him. If that was your guy, then I'm 100%. I got your back on that. You know,
right?
I support that if that's the case. But if you just water down your board because of a need, I mean that makes me aggravated.
Well, I'll say that recent years have said that they've picked their board, right? So
yes, you're right.
I hope that continued into this year, and I think it has.
He's close. He's somewhere in there.
Let's see where they had so ESPN had him as the third best defensive tackle, period, not separating between ones and threes. They had him behind Jalen Carter and Kalijah Cansey. Had him ahead of Brisset. So, I mean, he picked in the right order then, according to ESPN. I mean, unless this order is just the order they were taken in.
Head coach, general manager, offensive play caller, quarterback. It's all a perfect marriage going on right down here. What a great atmosphere to try and build a football team, man. And the longer you think about it, again.
All right, Kansas City, make the pick. It's midnight. Let's go. I know they're trying to drag this.
Yeah,
There's a whole lot of people still there, man.
I don't even see Mozzie on this ranking for ESPN.
Let's see. I know they put out a new ranking this morning.
Yeah,
I was looking at it earlier. Where did it go? Where did it go?
CBS, Insider, David Jeremiah, Big Boy. Let's see what old Jeremiah has.
All right, top prospects at every position. D tackle. All right, so Kuiper had Mozzie
I'm
third.
trying to look at overall rankings, but yeah, give me.
Yeah, so Kuiper had Mozzie third. McShay had Mozzie fifth, behind Keanu Benton and Brian Brsay.
Yeah, this. Wow, this is not encouraging.
See full rankings. All right, let's see where Kuiper had Mozzie. Period.
Wow. David Jeremiah had him ranked 43rd overall. Says that Smith is a powerful defensive tackle with a sneaky quickness. As a pass rusher, he is primarily a push the pocket player, but he flashes a quick swim move and a violent club maneuver to generate pressure. If he doesn't win right away, he is going to do his best to collapse the pocket. He is dominant against the run. He can sink his weight, hold up versus single blocks and double teams. He doesn't have a lot of lateral range, but his effort is solid. As more teams line up with fewer defenders in the box, players like Smith will demand. So here's a thought with putting Mozzie next to Aussie. Right?
Yep. It's going to make OC's life a lot easier.
Yeah, OC and him together, it could be something special. I don't know. Part of me is a little bit of a reach right here at that position. I don't think he would have made it to 58, that's for sure.
We got 38.
Oh, wow.
McShay had him 38th. Kuiper had him 30th. So not much of a reach then at 30. Jordan Reed had him at 34. Got one more here. Matt Miller had him at 42. So not a huge reach, except unless you go by Miller's board. There you go. They traded back to the Steelers. Oh, no, they didn't. They already made that was 32. Got ya. I just saw the Steelers logo. Sorry. When I clicked back over to ESPN. Did they make the pick?
Yeah.
Who'd they pick?
Yeah, you don't see it?
Nah,
Felix Anudiki Uzoma from Kansas State. He's an edge rusher.
Okay. All right. Well, nobody liked Levis or Hooker. All right. Well, what time are we rolling tomorrow, Rev?
Well, Cowboys pick 58, so again, probably be best to kind of let the draft start off, and then jump in midway, just because we don't want to miss any trade ups or anything like that.
Right. We don't want to be live for 3 hours either.
I think tomorrow night we'll,
All right. Sounds good.
It was a good night.
Smith,
you know what I'm saying?
Smith tonight. Not a terrible pick. Maybe not as exciting as it could have been, but it's all right. We'll find
out. It was needed.
Yeah. All right, Rev. I will see you tomorrow, brother. Round 1 done. See you, man.
Go Cowboys. Later.